In the peaceful heart of Cross River State, surrounded by thick forest, ancient rivers, and red clay roads, lived a man named Francis Bassi. He was a middle-class man, not swimming in wealth, but far from poverty. He worked as a civil engineer with the state ministry and owned a neat 4-bedroom bungalow in Odokpeni, where he lived with his beloved wife and 4 daughters. Francis was a proud man. Proud of his job. Proud of his daughters. But there was one truth that sat like a stubborn stone in his heart: he had no son. Though he never openly showed it, the village could tell. His eyes often followed boys playing football with envy. At village meetings, he would sometimes sigh deeply when men spoke of their sons taking over the family name. He had 4 daughters, Nene, Ita, Edora, and the last one, Anwana. Anwana was different. From the time she could walk, she chose trousers over skirts, football over dolls, and feast over tears. She preferred climbing trees to learning how to cook, and she could outsprint most boys in the village. Her voice was loud, her laughter wild, and her confidence made even grown men pause. By the time Anwana turned 27, her 3 elder sisters had all gotten married. Each had their own glorious traditional wedding. The compound had danced, drums had been beaten, and Francis had beamed with pride. But with Anwana, suitors came and left. Some laughed behind her back, others said she was not wife material. She's more of a man than a woman, they would whisper. She know they respect, others said. She too rough. No man go fit handle am. Even her father, Francis, started saying things that pierced her heart. You go soon reach 30, Anwana, you never marry. You won't turn old woman inside this house. All your sisters don't go, only you remain. Is it football you will marry? The mockery from the village was worse. Boys called her Iron Woman, and market women often snickered when she passed in jeans and face cap. But her mother, Ike, loved her deeply. She defended her fiercely, sometimes even fighting Francis over his cruel words. She's not like the rest. But that doesn't mean she's broken, Ike would say. My daughter is gold. People laugh at gold when it's still in the dirt. Anwana tried to act like it didn't hurt. But every time she saw a wedding, every time she was told she was too much, too loud, too manly, she felt a silent ache settle in her chest. Then one fateful day, the wind changed. It was a sunny Saturday morning. The village was preparing for a youth empowerment program hosted by a visiting NGO. A black Range Rover drove slowly into the town square and parked. The dust settled as the door opened, and out stepped a tall, handsome man, dressed in crisp white kaftan, shoes shining, skin glowing in the sun. He introduced himself as Michael Okoro, an Igbo tech entrepreneur who had made a name for himself in Lagos. He had built apps, companies, and had recently begun investing in local communities. But that wasn't why he was there. He had one reason: Anwana Bassi. The villagers blinked in confusion as Michael asked where he could find her. Anwana. You sure say not the same Anwana? The Tomboy. That one way they drag generator wire with mechanics. Yes, he said, smiling. That one. Michael had met Anwana briefly 2 years earlier, during a project she coordinated to repair boreholes in rural communities. She had impressed him, not with makeup or fashion, but with her grit, brilliance, and fearless voice. She spoke with fire, he said later. Like a woman who didn't need to beg to exist. He had searched for her since then. Quietly. Patiently. Until now. When Anwana saw him standing in front of her compound, she froze. You remember me? She asked. I never forgot you. The news scattered across the village like dry harmattan wind. A rich, fine city man, coming to marry Anwana. The same girl they laughed at. Suddenly, everyone became interested in her story. The same aunties who called her useless began praising her strength. Tailors rushed to offer their services. Even Francis found himself swallowing his pride. But the biggest moment came during the traditional marriage ceremony. Francis sat under the canopy, face burning with shame and shock, as Michael knelt before him with gifts, wine, and honor. "I want to marry your daughter," he said. "She is everything I prayed for in a woman, courageous, wise, and strong." Francis couldn't speak for a full minute. The same daughter he had mocked now had a man that knelt before him in front of the whole community. Tears rolled down Aka's face as she watched her daughter being adorned in coral beads and royal blue wrapper. Anwana walked like a queen, head held high, her face glowing. And when Michael lifted her veil, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "You are perfect," she finally let the tears fall. Today, Anwana lives in Port Harcourt with Michael. She runs a non-profit that teaches young girls mechanical skills, computer literacy, and personal strength. She visits the village often, no longer mocked, but respected. Francis, now older and softer, tells the story of her marriage with pride, pretending he always knew she was special. And Ike? She just smiles. "Didn't I tell you?" Sometimes the last child carries the biggest crown.